I've heard lately in the Arkansas area you've been doing a different gimmick with a mask.
Yeah, I have. I tell you what it was is had this idea, and what it was is a little bit to do with this silly election, and I use that too. But no, it was just something I'd come up with. That friend of mine, his name is Barry Norman. He's a writer, and a guy named Peter Zell. There's a thing called Briggs-Meyer protocols. Like if you had, like in my case, you had a bad leg, well, they can put a chip in your brain, and they could pretend, not pretend that you would have that pain no longer. Well, we were doing something like that, and we was having my buddy Barry send in little clips to this place in Osceola, MCW, to show that we were trying that. And, man, I'm going to tell you what, I didn't do but just a few weeks of it, and the people went crazy for it. I never walked into a place I had so much heat, and I was a big-time babyface there for the last few years. But I did what it was, I said I did the operation. What it was, I told the people, I said, and this is when I was still a babyface, I said, the only way I can wrestle anymore is I have this operation. And to have this operation, I'd have to take science over faith. That means over God. And I was going to call myself Israel. When Israel, fought with God, he got a bad hip out of the deal. Remember that?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I told everybody I gave God the bad hip. Then I took on it started working. I started taking on Donald Trump personality. And I would take off the hat, my mask, to act like Donald Trump or talk like that until, some of the people would get back in the back of the bus, like the Mexican people. But I would say things like that and just, I'm the boss, and I bought the place, and everybody had, and I gave them like 3 more weeks, and we was going to shut the doors. And, man, I had a great time with that character. It's actually one I would like to see go to the WWE. It would be a really good one.
Right. So right now, I guess with your old Sid Vicious character, you're kind of doing your last loop around the places that you've wrestled throughout the years, but you wouldn't mind coming back with a new character like that.
Right. We'll see something like this too, Devin. And I'm not tipping my hat, but this would be something where with that operation, I would totally cover myself where no one could see me. And what I'd actually do is I'd do as much as I could myself to get the character over, but I'd actually be putting someone in the character. That way they would have a link, they could do something with it with someone, who knows if my knee or my back or something don't go out. But I could take this, get it over to the point where I know how to get over in this business. And if anyone wants to argue with me with that, they can argue with me. But as far as this business is, I know how to get over it probably as well as anybody, if not better than anyone. As long as I've gotten the range to get over. And I think this character is a great character to get over, too, because the whole deal why I wear the hockey mask and the shoulder pads is not to protect myself from the people I work against, is to protect myself from myself, because I can now hurt myself since I don't feel pain anymore. And, of course, I wear the shin guards. Of course, I'm kicking people with the shin guards and the stuff. So, again, it's a great heel deal where you say, I'm really using this for myself to protect myself from you people, but I'm actually cheating, and that's what's so cool about it. It sounds a little far-fetched, and I even told WWE about it a couple years ago. They said, man, that's too far off, out of the, too far out. And I don't think it is anymore. This
Not when they have people dressed in rabbit suits wrestling and stuff like that.
And you got that Yokomura, whatever his name is, breathing out his mouthpiece like that. But it's still, there's just a really bunch of bad things there. So I'd really given up hope to even think about it. I guess it's Mark Carano. I guess our wires got crossed. He was supposed to had called me, and we were going to talk on the phone, and I was going to drive to Nashville when they were doing TV and sit there and talk to him. But they never contacted my lawyer back, and maybe they wanted to wait for another date to do it. So I'm still waiting to hear from them because they know the idea. They got an idea of it. But I just haven't heard back from them.